You're the real deal, Lucille. Seal the dream, dream the deal. Diamond in the sky, make the deal. We can drive miles down the road, take a load off. Unwind your clock, clock spinning down. Hey, Lucille, seal the dream, seal the deal. Dream the deal. You're the real deal, Lucille. Seal the dream, dream the deal. Diamond in the sky, make a deal. We can drive miles down the road, take the load off, unwind your clock, clock spinning down. Hey, Lucille, seal the dream, seal the deal, dream the deal, seal the deal, dream the deal. You're the real deal, Lucille. Seal the dream, dream the deal. Diamond in the sky, make a deal. We can drive miles down the road. Take the load off, unwind the clock, clock spinning down. Hey, Lucille, seal the dream, seal the deal, dream the deal. You're the real deal, Lucille. Seal the dream, dream the deal. Diamonds in the sky. Make the deal, we can drive miles down the road. Take a load off, unwind your clock, clock spinning down. Hey, Lucille, seal the dream, seal the deal, dream the deal. You're the real deal, Lucille. Seal the dream, dream the deal. Diamonds in the sky. Make a deal, we can drive miles down the road. Take a load off, unwind your clock, clock spinning down. Hey, Lucille, seal the dream, seal the deal, dream the deal. You're the real deal, Lucille. Seal the dream, dream the deal. Diamonds from the sky. Make a deal, we can drive miles down the road. Take a load off, unwind your clock, clock spinning down. Hey, Lucille, seal the dream, seal the deal, dream the deal, seal the deal, dream the deal. You're the real deal, Lucille. Seal the dream, dream the deal. Diamonds in the sky. Make a deal, we can drive miles down the road. Take a load off, unwind your clock, clock spinning down. Hey, Lucille, seal the dream, seal the deal, dream the deal. You're the real deal, Lucille. Seal the dream, dream the deal. Diamonds in the sky, make a deal. We can drive miles down the road. Take the load off, unwind your clock, clock spinning down. Hey, Lucille, seal the dream, seal the deal, dream the deal, seal the deal. Hey, Lucille, you're the real deal. Well, how's everyone doing? How am I sounding? Get that a little closer. So yeah, same bullshit, same shit every fucking time, you know. So it's just the way it fucking is, man. Going crazy over guitars and all that shit. People not fucking showing up. 408 subscribers that don't fucking show up to my live streams. Well, hey, you know, I got family and shit sometimes I gotta take care of, and other personal shit that I have to fucking take care of. So there's that. And motherfuckers out there trying to motherfucking cancel you and shit. Yeah, it's at the past. But I'm still fucking pissed and sore over that shit. I'm probably never gonna get over that. But hey, that's why there's 2 people in the chat. Appreciate you guys. But yeah. Don't want to be here? Fuck them. You can fuck off. I'm tired of bullshit. I'm tired of dealing with bullshit. Tired of putting up with fucking bullshit. Elijah Craig. Huh. I see Daniel Craig and I think of that fucking actor that played James Bond that let his balls get cut off. But, you know, that's what I think of when I hear that word. But yeah, it's usual shit. I've been I got 3 guitars coming. 2 of them are Blue Burst. They're special edition. Les Pauls by Epiphone. One's got a little bit of road rash, a little bit of wear and tear, and other one's kind of mint condition. So I'm basically getting those and flipping them. Oh yeah, and I'm to the point to where I'm fucking saying shit. You know. Once upon a time, the YouTubers that used to stop by come by my channel. Well, fuck you. Fucking douchebags. Fucking click chasers and shit like that. I'm not about that. I'm about the real thing. I'm about the real deal. Maybe that's why I started out the show with the real deal, Lucille. Yeah. You know. And, you know, I've discovered that, fucking Gibson guitars, man, they sound awesome. They're a pain in the ass to intonate, but I think I've got past that barrier. You definitely cannot use one of those clip-ons for intonation. You got to have an inline chromatic tuner that you plug into. Yeah, fuck the douchebags. Bourbon, yeah. I hear the word Craig and I think, oh, the guy that played in Layer Cake, that was so cool. And then the first Bond, oh, that was cool. Second Bond, that was okay. And yeah, I'm done. It's a good way to ruin a legacy. Because James Bond is just not one man. It's a multiple of men. And it was based off of the author who was that man who did that thing. And, yeah, it's an insult. Fuck all that. Fuck the insults. Throw it back in their face. That's where I'm at. But, yeah. It just is the way it fucking is, man. And you probably won't be seeing a lot of me on here because I'm not going to come around and no one gives a shit. Why should I do this? Why bother? Why fucking bother? Yeah. You know, I get in some, you know, there's the usual life things that happen and all that stuff and stressful situations. I can't concentrate during stressful situations. I got to take care of the situation and get back to what I'm doing, you know? Huh. Yeah, I got a Gibson Classic. It was 2020 year-end model, and it's just great. Hey Brett, how you doing, man? I ain't seen you in a while. Yeah, and it's clear cherry red, and it's freaking beautiful. I also got my other one that's near and dear is it's an Epiphone Les Paul Heritage Classic Cherry Burst. Beautiful. And I got that one intonated, and I got the bridge set to fairly good level. Here's a trick. If you got a Les Paul that's perfectly intonated and everything's set, just take your measuring card that you measure with for your guitar and all that, put a little cheat spot on there, and adjust the bridge to where that bridge is adjusted to. And you may have to do some fine adjusting because, you know, every Les Paul is different. It's got its own personality. So yeah, so I noticed my sub count dropped down to 408. And it's like, okay, yeah, make room for better subscribers, I guess you could say. I'm getting to a point to where it's like I'm just really just kind of pissed off all the time, and I don't want to be that. If that's the way I'm going to be here, and I might just take a few more steps back, you know. Fucking cancel culture is a fucking hell of a thing, especially when it's your own fucking people that try to cancel you. Not being quiet about that anymore. Yeah, fuck those people. That's kind of the way I look at it. You know, back in the old days, before I discovered the Grateful Dead, we'd have pound someone into the fucking goddamn concrete. Say how you like that, fucker. But those were the old days. That was the old way of handling things. Maybe there should have been a little more of that. Maybe people tend to respect that more and all that. Throw disrespect up in fucking front of your face and shit. Yeah, try that with me in person. See how that works out for you. Yeah, I'm sporting a new tie-dye. I got one of my friends, and it's a combination of a V with a space cowboy. There was a guy years back going around, and he had this technique. There was this one here in the center, and the whole shirt would be a burst, and then the rest would be a single color on the outside of it, and it was magnificent. I seen this guy had one. I'm like, holy shit! I mentioned, hey, you got a cowboy, a space cowboy there, and they thought that was funny that I remembered all that. Yeah, sometimes the old ways do work the best. So, believe it or not, the gray areas is where the green is supposed to be at. Anything you see gray, it's green. The green screen's blotting it out. So yeah, Mikhail had last minute company. So I don't know how long I'm going to be on here because I'm just not really in the mood. So I'll stick here for a little while, maybe. Depends. I did what you call a liver cleanse. 17 days of nothing but cranberry juice and apple cider vinegar 3 times a day. And I'm still doing the cranberry cleanse. And you drink about 6 cups of cranberry juice throughout the day, spread out with lots of water. And I'm doing 1 shot of apple cider vinegar, the organic stuff. Yeah, that's how you're seeing the background right there. I have where'd it go? I have a program that's called ChromaCam. And I just click the green square, and that acts as the green screen. And then over in here, I put the image in the background there. So yeah, the whole complex here got shook up because there's a new manager and like the new law coming to town and shit like that. And it's like, you know, it's the same old shit. It's just all about fucking respect. You know, if you do what you got to do, and as long as you're doing what you got to do and all that, you're all good. It's all going to be kosher, as they say. Because, man, I love me some kosher hot dogs, I'm telling you. There's a few different brands I get that are always kosher. That way I know it's the best. And I can't remember the name of the hot dogs, but they're very lean, and they're very, you know, no hot dog is really healthy for you, but you know, everything in moderation. Shit, sometimes I'll eat 3 bowls of broccoli because it's what I'm craving. Yeah. Yeah. I just got a little bit more fuck you in my step. Yeah. Yeah, I like Hebrew Nationals, just they're too small. They need to be just a little bit bigger. And then there's was it Apple Joy? Joy Apple? Really good brand. Very similar to Hebrew National, only they're just a little bit bigger. Yeah, Nathan's hasn't been the same lately. Normally I love Nathan's, but they haven't been the same at all. And so I've been basically getting the other brand. Let's see here. Whatever cast, going live while I'm live. Yeah. Whatever. You know, some of you, if you got problems with fucking hippies, I happen to be a hippie, one of them, and you got problems with hippies, and it means you got a fucking problem with me. That's kind of how I look at it. Guys, when things first started out, people were like, "Oh man, that's just too trippy and all that," and you know, I really wanted to tell them where to fucking go. Go get fucked, man. That's the way I do shit. You don't like it, go somewhere else. Let's see. Yeah, it's a really good brand of hot dog. I just recently discovered them. And they'd be great for the frickin' grill. Applegate natural uncured beef hot dogs. They're a little more pricey than normal, but they're really fucking good. They'd be great on the grill. Yeah, I got a lot of fuck you in my step. So yeah, I had the camera angled a little bit ago where I was sitting back. So you can see the glory of the new tie-dye. Believe it or not, that is blue, really dark blue. Yeah, I haven't really... I must have ate too many ballpark hot dogs when I was a kid. I can't really look at them. Although they make a good hot dog. In a pinch, you're going to have a hot dog. A ballpark's not a bad one to have. I mean, compared to a turkey hot dog and a ballpark, I'll take the ballpark any day of the week. Yeah. So we had went from 5 to 3 watching. So yeah. So I started out with a Squire Telecaster, and you know I got myself a whole bunch of nice parts and all that stuff. Some Seymour Duncan humbuckers and bridge humbucker and neck humbucker and really good stuff. And I got an Obsidian wiring harness replacement, wireless. Just basically, all you got to do is solder, twist the little wires and put a solder coating on them so it makes it easy to go in the slots on the Obsidian. People are having problems with connections and all that. It's like, did you read the directions? They say to solder the wire so that way it doesn't fray and come apart, and then you stick it down in press the button, stick it in a hole, and you release it. It holds onto that wire. That's why it's wireless. But you got to solder those little bits and pieces of wire first. Then, after I got the black with white pick guard, it's a Squire Telecaster. It's their bullet version, made from poplar wood, and the neck's maple. Beautiful guitar. I mean, for a $199 guitar, man, that's a lot of fucking guitar. And it was nothing to set it up, to get everything tuned in. It was the easiest thing ever. Unbelievable. Then I picked up a Grote Les Paul style guitar. It was made in China. It was either made in China or Korea. I can't remember which. But it's solid mahogany with a maple veneer, and the veneer is about less than a half inch. I mean, it's enough to where it's just a flame maple top. It's green with the white binding and all that. Beautiful, cheap guitar. Sounds great. It took me a minute to try and get it intonated, but once I got it intonated and figured out the tricks, not bad. Not bad at all. And so I discovered that I could get a really good deal on a Cherry Burst Heritage Classic Epiphone Les Paul. I jumped at it. I got it. And I got that intonated. Shit, man, I think I played my Red Gibson more because I got those two pretty close together. And so right now I have 3 guitars that are on the way. And they're not super expensive guitars, but a couple of them are, 1 or 2 of them is like a collector's item, or they're like a special edition. And they were originally selling for like $800 something, and I got a pretty good decent deal on it, where if I flip both of them, I can make a couple hundred. I'm not in it to make a lot of money. I just want to put it back into another guitar, is what I'm going to do. Flip a car, get another guitar, get a better guitar, then all of a sudden I got me one of those nice Gibson custom shops that's got the binding on the headstock and on the backside and all that. There's a couple that I've been looking at, but those monsters are in the $2.5 to $4.5 grand, $4,500 something to $2,500 something. Yeah, and yeah, ballpark aren't bad. They're better than turkey hot dog. So, shit, man. I already got a Craigslist ad up for one of the Blue Bursts. It's the mint condition one, and I got that one from Sam Ash, famous guitar seller, outlet place. Custom. I believe there was a couple custom Gibsons, Les Pauls, that were made for the Sam Ash store. Yeah, my red Gibson, it was after tax, it was $1,751. I watched that guitar drop from $2,600 to $1,599, and then when it dropped to $1,599, I jumped on it. And right now, that same line of guitar, same color, I seen one that's $2,600 right now. Yeah. So I think the next Gibson I get is probably going to be one of the custom shops, or one of the precursors to the custom shop. That's my ultimate goal. Basically turn the smaller guitars into newer guitars. Oh yeah. And those of you, Trogley's channel, I watch a lot of his stuff. He knows a lot about Les Pauls. He knows a lot about the Epiphones. He knows a lot about the custom shops, the ins and outs. And I thought it was funny that one of the custom, I can't remember which one, but custom shop just released a special guitar for sale. He was banned from buying it. They didn't want him to buy it for some reason. I thought that was just funny. I don't know if that's true or not, but it sounded really funny. But yeah, so my jam lately has been literal guitars. Learning yeah. I don't know. There was a derogatory hippie thing that he put on Twitter, and I said, I'm a hippie. It's like, yeah, it's like you say something derogatory. I mean, some hippies, they're pieces of shit. They're assholes. But it's just like every walk of life. There's assholes everywhere. You should expect that. And being a deadhead, you know. There's all kinds of assholes out there. But you go saying shit about hippies and all that, and someone's liable to say, I'm a hippie. You know what I'm saying? Because you say something derogatory about a hippie, you could be insulting one of your fucking friends. Not cool. But hey, it is what it is, man. People say shit all the fucking time without thinking it through. Or they post stuff on Twitter without thinking it through. Just go figure shit out, And that's what the problem is, I think, a lot anymore. No one really thinks anything through. The mind is a wonderful thing, man. It's too bad people waste it. So yeah, I got this thing about I've been studying the history of Les Paul guitars, Gibson Les Paul guitars, and the different variations, different custom shops, and the one thing, the biggest thing they're prone to is neck breaks. Neck breaks. It's the biggest thing that they're prone to. And so it's like when you're getting a guitar shipped to you, you're just like fingers crossed. Hopefully they got everything set up perfect and all that. And a few things that you need to do that I've learned. If you're shipping a guitar, one thing, you got to loosen the strings a little. Another thing, the tip on the flip switch that flips between both the neck and the bridge and the center, you got to take that cap off, that tip, because those get broken sometimes during shipping. Because what'll happen is, train cars bump around, stuff like that. If there's any shimmy back and forth, that tip can break. Especially if you have an older Les Paul where there's the older plastics. And then that's going to cost you $20 or more to get one of those older ones that look right and have the right feel. For one of those classic Gibson Les Pauls, because a lot of the replacement pieces, to get it era correct, they're not cheap. They're expensive. So yeah, it's one thing that I've learned. Now, what was really scary is when I got my Epiphone. I got it from Amazon. I got a really good deal on it. I got $150 off. Great deal. And so that guitar, and it comes in the typical guitar box. It was in an outer box. My wife made a major boo-boo. She opened the box and took the box out of the box. Not supposed to do that. Basically, and a lot of people think that it's superstition, but it's not really. You let the guitar acclimate for a couple hours. Because come on, it's all mahogany, maple, and you let the guitar inside slowly acclimate to the weather that it's in. And my guitar came from Florida, my Gibson Les Paul Classic, and so I let that sucker sit for 6 hours. I stared at it. Stared at it for 6 hours. And y'all seen my video I put up, the box opening video. And Dick Dale must like Gibson Les Pauls. Huh. Yeah, my genre of guitarists right now is and musicians in general. Scott Guberman plays a hell of a keyboard. Mark Karen, He plays the hell of an axe, blues axe. He played with the other ones. He played with Rat Dog, Bob Weir's Rat Dog, and he played with Phil Lesh and friends, stuff like that, and real great people. And Scott Guberman and Mark Karen and a couple other guys, they were touring as the Gilmore Project, and they were giving their interpretation of Gilmore, Pink Floyd. Good stuff, man. It was good stuff. I wish I could have went and seen them, but they were all places but Olympia, Washington. Even after dropping several hints that they should come up to Olympia, but traveling money is only so far. You know what I'm saying? So another time, another place, I guess, as they say. But yeah, I'm basically learning a lot of different rhythms, and I'm basically getting to know all the guitars, because I have a Squier Telly, I have the Gibson Les Paul Classic, I have the Epiphone Heritage Classic, which really is a special edition. I'm not sure how many of those they made. Of course, they're supposed to come with Grover, and so they did not come with Grover tuning machines. They came with Wilkerson. And Wilkerson's okay tuning machines, but I would have preferred to have the Grover, because the Classic, this one, the red one, came with Grover. But yeah, so that's been my thing lately. I've got a lower end Epiphone that's more for teenagers. I'll probably sell that one for a couple $100, because that's about what it's worth. It's got a bolt-on neck instead of a set neck that's glued in, and that one's not for adults or anything like that. That's for a teenager or someone that's just getting into a guitar that doesn't want to spend a whole lot of money. And that one's a bright orange burst. Beautiful guitar. I wish they made a regular one of that with it all clear. That would look amazing. Yeah. So yeah, I've had took care of things here around the place and all that stuff. Now we just need to find someone to help us get these old mattresses out so we can put the new mattresses in. It's funny how people are when the beginning of the month is always the best time to get help from folks, because that's when they got gas money for their vehicles to get around and stuff like that, even though I gave gas money. But yeah, as soon as I can get one of my friends over here to help get the old mattresses out, because I got a new full-size mattress for me and the wife, and I got one for Joshua, for my son, my eldest. And hopefully we can yeah, the three that I have coming right now, those will be gone. I will convert those into Reverb gift cards, and as soon as I got enough on Reverb, I'm getting one of those nice, expensive guitars. Yeah, but once everything is all set up and I've got all ducks in a row, I'm gonna have to flip several lower end guitars that I can get a deal on, and then make $50 off here and there, and it's not about making a whole bunch. It's just being able to make enough to where you can get that next guitar, then flip it, and then get another one. Now the red Gibson, that was a birthday Christmas gift. So that won't be going anywhere unless someone offers me an insane amount of money for it. Yeah. So right now, as it stands in my guitar collection, I got 3 Les Pauls. 2 that are actually made by Gibson. The Epiphone is owned by Gibson, made by Gibson. And I have that Gibson Les Paul, and then I have a Grote. It's real close to the classic style. It looks just like the green Gibson that came out a while back. Because there's a green one, a green flame. And I've got the Grote version of that, and it's beautiful. For a $198 guitar, it is beautiful. And that particular Grote guitar, you can't find it anywhere. And when you do find it, it's $269 to $300. So it's done nothing but go up in value. Because it's solid mahogany. I can't remember if the neck was a combination of mahogany and maple. But yeah. Well, some folks were saying some of the Epiphone custom shop stuff was potentially better than some of the Gibson custom stop stuff or the Gibson standards or the Gibson tributes. Something else. I've learned a lot about Gibson Les Pauls. All the lower introductory, lower not so cost much versions. And then you'd be surprised. Some of the ones in the late 90s and the 2000s that were the $800,000 guitar are now like $4 or $5 grand. It's crazy. And the predictions were, they won't be much worth more than $1,500, and that's been blown right out of the water. Yeah, and so I watch a lot. I watch a lot of Trogley's channel, and I watch this guy that does these immaculate repairs to every kind of guitar you can think of. He's a luthier, and I'm sure he builds his own. And the guy just does some amazing repairs, and he's taught me what to look for when it comes to headstock breaks. Oh, Brett, you should check out Trogley's Flying V special editions, custom shop editions, I do believe, that he's got in his collection. Some of them he sold, but he wants to start a Les Paul museum. And the stuff he's got in his collection's so huge, he's got enough guitars for a freaking museum. It's amazing. Amazing. And he's knowledgeable. He's a little kind of uppity and a little kind of sassy, but he's got a smart-ass kind of sense of humor, and he's a decent guy. Pretty amazing. Let's see here. Alright, let's see. Look in some history. Alright. Oh, come on. Alright, the 1981 Flying V. Alright. Hey, Sherry, how you doing? Change your channel name? Is that for Halloween coming up? I recall you being the, what was it, the lovely Sherry, yeah. Awesome. Glad to have you here. So yeah, that's where'd you go? There you are. Bring you down here. All right. All right. That's a beauty. This is what we want right here. Yeah, that's a beauty right there. Very rare. Yeah, go ahead and get a chance. Check out his channel. He's got good stuff. What's up, Tommy? How you doing? Yeah, I don't like flying V's, but I like that one. Yeah, if I were to get a flying V, that'd be it. But the price mark on it, I think it was 20 grand or so, or higher even. Really expensive. Of course, a lot of those rare special edition ones tend to be pretty pricey. Okay. Well, it's funny. A lot of things are funny. Yeah, we're down to my last 2 packs of smokes, and the wife is kind of like smoking off of my smokes. And I just give her a funny look, and she gives me a funny look, and just makes me laugh. I can say so many things with just look and an eyebrow raised and a "what are you doing" look. Yeah. So yeah, head over to Trogley's to get the down low on pretty much everything guitar. Gibson Les Pauls and Epiphone Les Pauls, Flying V's, the Firebird, the Gibson Firebird. He knows those quite well. The Flying V's, and there's the odd-shaped guitar. That's not the Flying V. That's really odd-shaped. The Firebird's one of them. There's another one I can't quite remember. All right, let's see here. Haven't played many songs. Land of Jack and Jill, why not? Walking up the hill, walking down the hill, in the land of Jack and Jill. They took a pill and ran into a mad rabbit. In the land of madness, watch out for the signs along the way. In the land of Jack and Jill. We get our thrills, feeling the sound, laying it down in the land of Jack and Jill. Walking up the hill, walking down the hill in the land of Jack and Jill. They took the pill and ran into a mad rabbit. In the land of madness, watch out for signs along the way. In the land of Jack and Jill. Get our thrills, spilling the sound and laying it down in the land of Jack and Jill. Walking up the hill, walking down the hill in the land of Jack and Jill. They took a pill and ran into a mad rabbit in the land of madness. Watch out for the signs along the way in the land of Jack and Jill. We get our thrills, spilling the sound, laying it down in the land of Jack and Jill. Walking up the hill, walking down the hill in the land of Jack and Jill. They took a pill, ran into a mad rabbit in the land of madness. Watch out for the signs along the way in the land of Jack and Jill. We get our thrills, spilling the sound, laying it down in the land of Jack and Jill. Walking up the hill, walking down the hill in the land of Jack and Jill. They took a pill, ran into a mad rabbit in the land of madness. Watch out for the sign along the way in the land of Jack and Jill. We get our thrills, spilling the sound, lay it down in the land of Jack and Jill. Land of the silver blue rose, real gold comes from the heart. The wind in the trees, the wind in the trees, the land of the silver blue rose. A helping hand, a helping hand, a helping hand reaching down. Take the hand, find a band, travel the land. Mend the hearts all across this land. I found something, maybe it's something blue, in the land of the silver blue rose. Looking for something old, maybe new. The old man knew, showed us how to be in the land of 710. Land of the silver blue rose. Land of the silver blue rose. Real gold comes from the heart. The wind in the trees, the land of the silver blue rose. A helping hand, reaching down. Take the hand, find a band, find a travel the land. Mend the hearts all across this land. I found something, maybe something blue, in the land of the silver blue rose. Looking for something old, or maybe something new. The old man knew, showed us how to be in the land of 710. Land of the silver blue rose. Real gold comes from the heart. The wind in the trees, the land of the silver blue rose. A helping hand reaching down. Take the hand, find a band, travel the land. Mend the heart, something, maybe something blue, in the land of the silver blue rose. Looking for something old, maybe something new. The old man knew, showed us how to be in the land of 710. The land of the silver blue rose. Real gold, it comes from the heart. The wind in the trees. The land of the silver blue rose. A helping hand, reaching down. Take the hand, find a land, travel the land. Mend the hearts all across this land. I found something, maybe it's something blue. In the land of the silver blue rose, looking for something old, maybe something new. The old man showed us how to be in the land of 710. The old man showed us how to be in the land of 710. In the land of silver blue rose. Yeah, it was funny. I spilled my cup of coffee. Luckily, not in a very important spot on no electronics, just right where there was just clear carpet, which is a good thing. Because we'd have heard electrical noise, snap, pop, hum, and then done. And the good news is, my Cobalt coffee cup did not break. Oh, and none got on my tie-dye. Boy, does it smell like coffee, though. Oh, boy. All right, it's better. Alrighty. Well, there's a Mikhail there. What do you know?
Hello everyone. Alright, tune up.
Yeah. So, coffee mug spilling at the worst possible time. But we won't talk about that. So, we got Tommy RR, Brett, let's see who else we got. The lovely Sherry. For a little bit, she was Stabby Sherry. Take it as for Halloween coming up. 'Tis the season of Halloween, Parrot Head. And Keck 44. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, I scoot back a little bit. Now you can see the tie-dye in all the glory. Space Cowboy part, V part of the tie-dye. And I guess if it's
doing a Lee shirt.
and if you're wearing a reverse V, would that be an A for victory? An A tie-dye? Think about it. Oh, I've made tie-dyes before. And this is from I've got 3 guys that I'm friends with on YouTube, and they're all old school tie-dyers. And I got that one that's got that ripple that came from a cat down in Oregon. And this guy, I think this is the guy I got. I think it came from Arizona, maybe. I think. And there was a couple tie-dyes I got off of Craigslist, and one that I really liked, and then the other, nah. So yeah. And anything you see in here that looks like it's gray, just imagine that as green. That's the drawback to green screen. Anything you're showing that's green, and especially the right spectrum of green, it's either showing the image behind or it's gonna, you know, be gray. What's up, Papa Cotton? How you doing? Yeah. Yeah, this is not going to be a real super long live stream. And so I'll go as long as my gut tells me to keep going. Well, I had a coffee cup spill at the really wrong moment, wrong timing, and everything. Bought the T-shirt, bought the movie, and seen it at the theater. We know what kind of V you're talking about, Tommy. Oh boy. So yeah, I don't seem to have a bladder infection no more, or a urinary tract infection, or a kidney infection for that matter, because I done flushed everything out. I mean everything. 17 days day cleanse. 17 or was it 18 days? Yeah. Um, but I'm waiting on the alcohol. I haven't had a beer or a shot yet. I'm just still doing the apple cider vinegar and the cranberry juice. And apparently, drinking way too much Coca-Cola that's made with corn syrup, bad, bad, bad. So I'm trying to reduce everything. Shit, man, the ketchup I use don't even have corn syrup in it. And technically, you can get log cabin syrup without high fructose corn syrup. And I ordered a case of Mexican-made Coca-Cola. That's $53. And for me, the biggest difference that I notice is, you know that filmy coating you get on your tongue? It's kind of like, and it gives you that feeling on your tongue. And well, you drink Coca-Cola from Mexico, it doesn't have high fructose corn syrup. It's just got pure cane sugar. And my son had one for the first time, and he had this funny look in his face. I go, "You don't got that coating on your tongue, do you?" He's like, "Yeah, that's it." That's it. But yeah, I got a little carried away with the American-made Coca-Cola products that comes with high fructose corn syrup. That those of you that have any Spanish heritage, I just happen to have some that comes along with the conquered Indian heritage from Mexico. There's a thing called fatty liver that that we can get from stuff like high fructose corn syrup, stuff like that. And so I did about an 80% removal from my diet from that stuff. Well, you see, they didn't start adding corn syrup and high fructose corn syrup to sodas until like 85. It's the last time that Coke came out with no high fructose corn syrup in it. It was 85, I think, was the first year they started adding it. And so it hasn't been going on very long. So the way I look at it, even the cheap sodas when I was a kid was made with real sugar. Yeah, see, I can't drink those sugar-free versions. They got a chemical in it that makes my mind think that I'm not getting any calories. I've drank all of them, and it's makes my mind think that I'm not retaining any calories, and so I had that. I used to drink lots of Coke Zero and Diet Coke, and I was like, why the fuck am I gaining all this weight? I wasn't. I had a pretty balanced diet and stuff like that, and I was gaining lots of weight, and so I just totally gave up Coke Zero, Diet Coke, and I started losing weight. And then I found some articles I read about some of the stuff that they use in Coke Zero and Diet Coke. It can trick your brain chemistry into thinking that you're losing too much weight too fast, and it's really crazy. Oh, really? I've actually tried the A&W sugar-free root beer by accident once. Grabbing and going, not paying attention. Yeah, you're right. It's not that bad when it comes to taste-wise. But yeah. So for me, it's just moderation. I've had to totally... And it's like you got to read labels because there's a lot of food products that have high fructose corn syrup in it now. It's insane. It's like they all want us to be unhealthy. They put all this unhealthy chemical stuff in it. And high fructose corn syrup in itself is just not good for you. Make whiskey out of that shit. Corn whiskey. Yeah. IPAs. I love Imperial Pale Ales. Abbey Ale. Yeah, we used to have a place called Fishtail Ale Brewery, and they had their own little bar slash restaurant. You know, little decent little place you go. You hear music, have some ale, have a nice sandwich, and some fries, and apparently they they got away from their formula, and I guess they went out of business or they got bought by somebody else, and it's just real sad because they made some real good ale. Yeah, it's too bad. A lot of the things that are just disappearing. And Fishtail Ale, they were one of the first microbreweries in Olympia. Yeah. Well, this looks like it's getting to the point to where I think I'm going to sign off for the night, and there will be a new show coming. I've got a new chat and all that, and it's called the fourth carousel, or the fourth round, going round and round. It'll be about pop culture, music and pop culture, stuff like that, rock and roll, things like that, little tidbits of rock and roll history, stuff like that, and in the things in the fillers and all that stuff that make things go bump in the night, maybe a little. Maybe also the psychedelic drug era, stuff like that, and all stuff like that. All the historical things that made those times interesting. And I lived through some of those times in the 90s. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, alright, let's pick a song. And maybe I'll get more inspiration to go further more. I'm picking from the quick menu. Yeah, Flim Flam Man. The Flim Flam Man, it was all a sham by the Flim Flam Man. sells invisible clothes, laying down the heavy, selling pink bridges. Hook, line, sinker, the flim flam man sells many things. I'm not buying, better watch out for the flam man. Don't go buy clothes from the flim flam man. You'll be it as a jaybird on a busy afternoon. Everyone busy looking at direction, barreling down on you like a 200-ton locomotive. The flim flam man, it was all a scam by the flim flam man. Selling little clothes, laying down the heavy, selling pink bridges, hook, line, and sinker. Hook, line, and sinker. The flim flam man sells many things I'm not buying. Better watch out for the flim flam man. Don't buy clothes from the flim flam man. You'll be naked as a jaybird on a busy afternoon. Everyone's looking in your direction, barreling down on you a 200-ton locomotive. The flim flam man was all a scam by the flim flam man. Sells invisible clothes, laying down the heavy, selling pink bridges. Hook, line, and sinker, the flim flam man sells many things I'm not buying. Better watch out for the flim flam man. There's lightning falling from the sky. If you can't see, there's lightning falling from the sky. If you can't see, striking bells, ringing and ringing. You're missing the message. Messages being sent, lightning of time, filling the spaces between. Serve the light, now you know why. Spread darkness, get the lightning, thunder on its way. We do not kneel. Who do you serve? He's looking down, shaking his head. There's lightning falling from the sky. If you can see, striking bells, pinging and ringing. You're missing the message. Messages being sent. Lightning of time, filling the space between. Serve the light, now you know why. Spread darkness, get the lightning. Thunder on its way, we do not kneel. Fall into the light, who do you serve? He's looking down, shaking his head. There's lightning falling from the sky. If you can't see, stringing along, striking bells, pinging and ringing. You're missing the message, messages being sent. Lightning of time, filling the space between. Serve the light, now you know why. Spread for darkness, get the lightning. Thunder on its way, we do not kneel. Calling the light, who do you serve? He's looking down, shaking his head. There's lightning falling from the sky. See, striking bells, pinging and ringing. You're missing the message, messages being sent. Lightning of time, filling the space between. Serve the light, now you know why. Spread the darkness, gets the lightning. Thunder on its way, we do not kneel. Elephants afraid of mice, dice is rolling. The heart sick and heavy, watching many fall. Willingly go to the gallows full of destruction. Darkness seen clinging into the dark. Final round coming to town. Minds of the masses, massive brainwashing souls, filched and pilfered by the soul eaters. Deadly lies, it's the new truth. Evil doers sainted as saviors. Truth and courage censored, lies promoted. Dr. Seuss has been suppressed. If this is the new normal, you can't keep it. Angels thrown in prison, what can be done? The gullible to the bottomized, accepting hypnosis. Blinded by paper clown, worlds beyond the preposterous. Prosperous is dangerous. No more blind compliance, done with dark illusion. Walk through the town. Let's get slap happy. I see the huddling in their fabricated fear gasms. Like elephants afraid of mice, sheep and their masochists, hypnotized by loathing. Don't wear sheep clothing. Flush the problem, walking in World War III of the mind. Destroyer of worlds, too busy looking for the enemy. They were the enemy at the gate. Be ready. Let's start this fire. Elephants afraid of mice, dice is rolling. The heart's sick and heavy, watching humanity fall. Willingly go to the gallows full of destruction. Darkness seen clinging to the dark. Final round coming to town. Minds of the masses, massive brainwashing. Souls filched and pilfered by the soul eaters. Deadly lies, it's the new truth. Evil doers sainted as saviors. Truth and courage censored, lies promoted. Dr. Seuss has been suppressed. If this is the new normal, you can keep it. Angels thrown in prison, what can be done? The goal of the bottomized, accepting hypnosis. Blinded by paper clown worlds. Beyond the preposterous, prosperous is dangerous. No more blind compliance, done with dark illusions. Walk through the town, let's slap happy. I see the huddling in their fabricated fear gasms. Like elephants afraid of mice, sheep and their masochists, hypnotized by loathing. Don't wear sheep clothing. Flush the problem, walking in World War III of the mind. Destroyer of love worlds, too busy looking for the enemy. They were the enemy at the gate. Get ready, be ready. Let's start this fire. Elephants afraid of mice, the dice is rolling, the heart's sick and heavy, watching humanity fall, willingly going to the gallows pole of destruction. Yeah, that was a good run. So yeah, I was just looking at you know, a lot of the new stuff I'm not even watching it. I'm just not. Let's see here. I took a peek over at Bounding in Comics, and title Sam Worthington says Avatar: The Way of Water is about protecting your family. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen the first Avatar, but I thought it was an okay popcorn flick. Plenty of adventure, plenty of science, plenty of a little bit of a military aspect, invasion going on, and a few different areas of a story. And you know, you got your obvious your bad guys and your good guys. And I found it to be an entertaining movie. Now, if they can do the same thing and pull it off again, then sure, yeah, I'm gonna want to check that out. But not if it's gonna be just really badly written and badly acted. I'm not. I don't want to watch that. I don't want to waste my time filling my head. And honestly, whether Zack Snyder comes back and does more Warner Brothers Batman stuff and DC, I'm lukewarm to that. I give some fresh talent that has respect for the comics and our comic book heroes, and do something that way. Let's see, there's going to be another Fast and Furious. Actor Lucas Black says new film Legacy Peak serves to combat Hollywood's negative message about fathers and about men. I can get behind something like that. Yeah. That'd be something kind of cool. Let's see here. Sony announces new Karate Kid film with no involvement from Cobra Kai cast and crew. Now that's a mistake. That's a mistake. Right off the bat there, they're just going to alienate a whole slew of automatic dollar signs, and they'll go see the movie. And you just basically said, right here, we don't care about you old fans. We're going to do something different. It's not for you. Goodbye. That's basically what they're saying. Sony wants to chase the fad, the current fad and fashion or style, whatever the new bubblegum flavor is that week. And, you know, that's not conducive for well-written stuff. And you got to write the script. You got to get storyboards. You got to get artists and all that work. And just for that, not worth it. Not worth it. Not even worth hate watching, because, you know, that's old. Completely old. You know, it's a mode that, I don't know, just a waste, as far as I'm concerned. Let's see here. All right, was it a fantasy? This is the tale of two sovereigns down on a plantation Conventions of this and a little of that. No one's being conventional. What's that blowing on the wind? Like flags flapping in the air. The sweet singing coming from the fair. Freedom ringing in the wind. Was it mythical? Was it all a dream? Was it a fantasy? This is the tale of the two sovereigns down on the plantation. Conventions of this and a little of that. No one's being conventional. What's that blowing on the wind? Like flags flapping in the air. The sweet singing coming from the fair. Freedom ringing in the wind. Was it mythical? Was it all a dream? Was it a fantasy? Yeah. Yeah. This is the tale of the two sovereigns down on the plantation. Conventions of this and a little of that. No one's being conventional. What's that blowing on the wind? Like flags flapping in the air. The sweet singing coming from the fair. Freedom ringing in the wind. Was it mythical? Was it all a dream? Was it a fantasy? This is the tale of the two sovereigns down on the plantation. Conventions of this and a little of that. No one's being conventional. What's that blowing on the wind? Like flags flapping on the air. The sweet singing coming from the fair. Freedom ringing in the wind. Was it mythical? Was it all a dream? Was it a fantasy? This is the tale of the two sovereigns down on the plantation. Conventions of this and a little of that. No one being conventional. What's that blowing on the wind? Like flags flapping on the wind. Sing, sweet singing coming from the fair. Freedom ringing in the wind. Was it mythical? Was it all a dream? Was it a fantasy? This is the tale of the two sovereigns down on the plantation. Conventions of a little of this and that. Yeah. A little of this and a little of that. All right, let's see here. Let's have one more, and then I think we're gonna call it a night. Gotta go see what the wife is doing. Yeah, and go outside in the usual spot and have a smoke. Make my presence known. Been doing that a lot lately. Yeah. Shining Blue. After that, we'll play one more. There's the moon rising, shining blue and silver, like a fuzzy ball glowing and turning in the sky. Laid my eyes on the horizon. My I hear the magical place calling me. Can you hear it calling you? I hear it calling out in the night. Shake a leg and shake it hard. Get get down on the dance floor. She was shaking like tomorrow won't arrive on time. Shake it good, shake it all night long. There's a moon rising, shining blue and silver like a fuzzy ball, glowing and turning in the sky. Laid my eyes on the horizon, my. I hear that magical place calling me. Can you?
My shirt blends in with the background.
Hear it calling you. I hear it calling out in the night. Shake a leg and shake it hard. Get down on that dance floor. She was shaking like tomorrow won't arrive on time. Shake it good, shake it all night long. There's the moon rising, shining blue and silver, like a fuzzy ball glowing and turning in the sky. Laid my eyes on the horizon, my. I hear that magical place calling me. Can you hear it calling you? I hear it calling out in the night. Shake a leg, shake it hard, get down on that dance floor. She was shaking like tomorrow won't arrive on time. Shake it good, shake it all night long. Shake it good, shake it all night long. There's a moon rising, shining blue and silver like a fuzzy ball, glowing and turning in the sky. Laid my eyes on the horizon, my. I hear that magical place calling me. Can you hear it calling you? I hear it calling you out in the middle of the night.
Don't forget to wear shades. Well, I think we're gonna call it good at an hour and 25 minutes, because as soon as we end the stream, it's gonna burn a minute and a half, right? Right. It's got that little bit of that pre-recorded tape, I guess you could say, the old terminology. Yeah, I've had my share of run-ins with Amazon and T-Mobile customer service. It always ended up being working out. Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Thank you all for coming out and hanging out, and I'll be posting some things in the fourth carousel, or the fourth round, because things going round and round, rock and roll, all that stuff, the history and culture behind certain types of rock and roll, where it roots, where it comes from, stuff like that, the cool things and stuff like that, the bizarre stuff, and maybe even some really weird shit, like musicians being tricked into biting heads off a bat by accident. But I forget how the story goes, but I think it was a prank gone wrong, I guess. Yeah. So, thanks guys for hanging out, and we will see you next time.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.